Well, hello, my friend. I hope you're having an amazing day. And as always, as we kick off 2019, I thank you for spending a part of your day with me. In this video, I wanted to talk about a subject that was brought up by a viewer in response to my request a few weeks back. And the request came in related to the topic of shame. And what this viewer had told me was that they weren't ashamed of anything they've done. They were ashamed of who they were. Now, without any further information on that, what I'm going to do in response to that question is assume that this isn't something changeable. This object of shame isn't something that they can change about themselves. Or perhaps maybe it's something they don't want to change about themselves, but still feel that shame. So the first part of my response to how to deal with this shame, the shame you feel about being who you are, is to understand that I think a very powerful tool, and something I think I've alluded to on other videos, is the idea that the shame that you feel is all your creation. It's all your creation. Think about it. No one can make you feel bad about who you are, what you look like, any of those things, any of those non-changeable things, or things that you don't want to change, unless you allow them to. And if you feel shame about who you are, ultimately, you're allowing yourself to feel that shame. Now, that may sound harsh, but ultimately, I don't think anybody could take issue with its truth. Nor do I think anybody could take issue with its power. Because think about it this way. If you are the one allowing, or maybe even imposing, the shame upon yourself, you have the power to cast that aside in an instant. To stop feeling shame about who or what you are. You can change that 2 minutes after watching this video. You can change it 2 seconds after watching this video. It's just a matter of shifting your mindset to not feeling that shame. And I know you can say, yeah, Kirk, but I feel so bad that I'm this way and that way. But think about it. Just change it. And don't worry about those external influences that might be inviting the shame into your life. Because as I know I've said on other videos before, if you start living in your truth, the right people will show up around you. And, you might be having difficulty with this concept, but I want to give you one thing beyond this idea of control to contemplate as you make that shift. As you decide that instead of being shamed of who you are, that you're going to embrace who you are. And I share this in my book, Defend Your Greatness, and in my talk, Defending Your Greatness. Cute titles, right? But one of the things that I say to my crowd and to my readers, ultimately, as it relates to their greatness, the greatness of who they are, which I believe each and every one of us is great, whether you feel ashamed of who you are or not. I don't accept that because I believe that you're great. And what I do in those talks and in my book is I point out the reality here, that you are here for a reason. Now, whether you know that reason or not, you're still here for a reason, and ultimately I think you will discover it. But you've been put on this planet, in my humble opinion, to do something great, to be a person that no one else can be, to contribute to the planet in a way that no one else can contribute. And in that way, you are truly unique and truly great. And as evidence of that, because I know that there's a cynic that wants to dismiss that, I would point to pretty much every major religion and pretty much every scientific principle related to the concept of evolution, even going back to Charles Darwin. The idea that we are all here on this planet for a reason, maybe to learn something, maybe to bring something to the planet, maybe to help the planet evolve. Whatever that might be, that is your greatness. And there should be no shame in that. But not only that, if you think about it this way, whether you want to call it God, universal intelligence, the theory of evolution, whatever it is, if you're feeling shame about who you are, aren't you ultimately taking issue with that spirit, with that higher authority, with Mother Nature? Because it is those entities, whichever one you hang your spiritual or metaphysical hat on, that made you, that brought you to this planet, that brought you to this planet in the form which you are in. And your shame is ultimately resistance to the universe. It's ultimately you rejecting what the universe instilled in you, the greatness that the universe instilled in you. And ultimately, that's a fight you're never going to win, right? You are never going to win that fight. And indirectly, you're telling the universe that that greatness, that great purpose that it has in store for you is something that you're not interested in. And then likely, probably a great dose of unhappiness will follow. So as this video closes, I want you to think about what I just said, especially as it relates to your purpose and why you're here and the futility of your fight. Because when you truly accept those things, your greatness, the futility of the fight, the incentive to switch that mindset is almost immediate. Because it makes no sense to fight a battle that you cannot win. And it makes no sense. It spits in the face of your creator, whether it's Mother Nature, God, Spirit, anything else. It spits in their face. And I don't think you want to do that. I think the world wants you to do just the opposite, but to embrace who you are and to spread that joy and love and light that you are throughout the planet. And like I said at the beginning of this video, that shift, that move is something you can make right now.